We're feeling super Barbie fun. We're gonna share gratitude for everyone. We're gonna have a little bit of happiness inside. We're gonna do what we can in our pink ride. We're having a love morning special Barbie edition. We are having it no matter our condition. We are having a fun time with this love morning. Everybody get up, stop your snoring. Good morning. Welcome to Love Morning. I am Halcyon. And this is the daily love morning. It is a practice of gratitude and presence and setting ourselves to be a person who is seeking and being an agent, an ambassador of connection and kindness, presence and gratitude. Simple but not easy. Welcome. If you are here, say hello. Leave a comment so that we know that you're here. We know we're surrounded by like-minded, open-hearted people. We are live right now on YouTube and on Facebook. Hopefully you got a notification. If you didn't, YouTube seems to be better at giving notifications. You can always find me in either of the places. But good morning, Brent. And good morning, Bob. Hello to you in Holland. And Brent in Florida, I believe. And good morning, Gerbot. Thanks for saying hello. I am still stewing in a rose-colored soup of giddiness from Barbie yesterday. I went to see Barbie with my mom in the afternoon. I wore my pink mesh tank top and I brought my Barbie backpack that I've had for, oh my gosh, 20 years or something like that. Oh, what's that in my Barbie backpack? Yes, that's my face on the Barbie backpack. I actually had to replace the face. I've had I've had this backpack so long that I put my face on it, 15 years ago. With with like lots happened with that backpack, but it's gotten just so warped and faded over the years. So I had to replace it yesterday. So I'm grateful for my perseverance. Finally, Barbie in pink is cool. I knew if I just held on long enough. And I'm super grateful. A quick story on that backpack. So I was returning from a Burning Man-ish event, a festival in Baja, Mexico, on a bus with a bunch of partiers. And there's a agricultural stop that's basically they trying to find smuggling and drugs and they boarded our bus with machine gun soldiers, and he's going one by one with the person in the bus, and he picks up my bag and he's going through it, and then he's looking through all my stuff, and then he sees me on the Barbie and it's like looks at me, looks at it, looks at it, and goes like, and they let us go, which was exceptionally good news because I did have something illegal on me at the time. So just goes to show, if you're smuggling, be as conspicuous as possible. What kind of idiot would be so noticeable and be carrying illegal substances with them? Nobody would do that. Nobody would be that stupid. Good morning. Good morning, Bill and Alex and Laura. I saw the Barbie movie yesterday. I'll have maybe a comment or two on it in a second. So, well, I won't give any spoiler alerts, or will I? I'll say spoiler alert before I say something if I do. Bill says, hello, beautiful humans. I'm in hardcore preparations for a second journey to Black Rock City. Grateful for opportunities placed before me daily. Grateful for my health, my jobs, and my friends. Thank you, Bill. Nice to see that beautiful attitude. Gerbot says that's called the Barbie mind trick. Formerly and somewhat influenced by the Jedi mind trick. This is not the doll you're looking for. This is not the doll we're looking for. Or, no están el Barbie. Oh, Alex says the dust is calling. Really, I just was making my, what are my priorities right now? And Burning Man there's just so many big, it feels like big things that I need to do, or it would be nice to do. I think right after this, I'm going to go pick up the Hugmobile from storage and drive it around a little bit and make sure that it's functioning. Laura says pink is cool. I agree. I agree. It is very cool. It always has been. Hello, Christopher. Chris says, grateful to be able to go to theater twice in a week, more than the last 4 years for Barbie and Oppenheimer. I saw your post about renaming your man cave to the Casa House. What does he say? I don't know. I like that very much. Good morning, Jim, and hello, Painty. I really enjoyed the Barbie movie. There were times when I was like weepy for really I couldn't really understand why. I think it just does a really good job of like it's just well done, and the soundtrack, soundscapes, and just humanness of it at times just made me feel emotional. Mojo Dojo Casa House. That's right. Thank you, Chris. This is the pink Mojo Mojo Dojo Casa House. My favorite little detail of the movie was Ken. Ryan Gosling is he's so good in that movie. I love him, and I loved him so much in that movie. He had a shirt on that said, I am K enough. Like, I am Ken, but it's enough. I am enough with the K in front of it. I just thought that was chef's kiss. Lots of really good details and things I think I would probably enjoy watching that movie again. I thought Margot was exceptional as well, and a lot of really standout comedic acting. And comedic in that it was played so straight, like it wasn't played as silly, which is what made it so good. Good morning, Mingle! And if you are watching and have not said hello, say hello. Leave a comment so that we know you're here and can say hello. And if you got something that you're grateful for, please share that. What are you feeling grateful for in this moment? I am feeling grateful for a really beautiful lunch and movie experience with my mom. We had a great conversation, and it was good to see her, and then enjoyed the movie very much. I am grateful that while my partner has been away and is at a retreat, that we've been having really nice connecting calls just for brief connections throughout each day. I am grateful that I found this sweet pink mesh top. I think I might get another one. It might be one of my Burning Man uniforms. Well, I'm not sure if I like this headband. I put it on because Ken in the movie wears a headband quite a bit. A headband and a fur coat. I'm like, get out of my wardrobe, Ken. They did made reference to magic earring Ken, which is something that I have made pictures of in the past and photoshops of, because magic earring Ken looks like me with blonde hair. Or when I've gone white hair, it's a dangerously similar to magic earring Ken. Although magic earring Ken is clearly gay. He's got like a cock ring that he wears around his neck as a necklace. It's quite interesting. I wonder. I mean, I assume that's part of the marketing, is they assume that gay men would be purchasing magic earring Ken. Bob is grateful that I am learning to speak another language. Dutch is such a beautiful language. How cool to be learning Dutch. I can't even make a joke about, I don't know any Dutch. Is wooden shoes, is that a Dutch word? No, just a Dutch thing. See, I got nothing. I have a few Spanish phrases that I like to use whenever possible. such as ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? And the answer, of course, which is Todo el mundo están en mis pantalones. Good morning, Kiri. Kiri is grateful that the 2-bedroom apartment I've had my eye on is open just in time for our lease to end. I don't know if we're moving into it, but it feels like a great solution to our living situation. Well, that's exciting. Ooh, and look at Kiri throwing down the Dutch. Ik spreek in beetje Netherlands. And the wooden shoes are called Klampen. Man, Kiri, you just like a living, gorgeous Siri you are. Amazing. Thank you. I was describing to someone that having your life be all about pink and then have a Barbie movie come out is kind of like if you name your kid Siri or Alexa, and then a ubiquitous product came up with your same name. But I welcome our Barbie overlords, and I welcome this renewed attention and appreciation of pink. I hope it does not fade. I hope it doesn't, that there doesn't become an association with pink that goes too strong with the movie, just like I don't like when it's too strong towards breast cancer awareness, for example. That was always, every October, people would always stop me with the pink hair and ask me or questions about, who was I doing my pink hair in solidarity with, or who was I supporting in their breast cancer fight. And I was like, well, I actually always have pink hair, although I am supportive of anyone who is struggling or is seeking a health journey. Kiri was cool before the name was cool. I was John back when it was boring. I've always, yeah. Although I feel like when I was growing up, John was the most popular name. There's always 3 Johns in every class. But now I don't meet hardly as many Johns. Occasionally. I mean, certainly more than, halcyons. Hello, Angora Man. Welcome and good morning. Thanks for saying hello. Anybody want to share something that they are grateful for today? Oh, Kiri says, my name was Kiri long before there was a famous basketball player with the same name, pronounced differently. See, I am unaware of famed basketball players of any name. Is Michael Jordan a famous basketball player? I think I do know that name. And LeBron, I've heard that name as well. That's the extent of my sports trivia clarity. I am grateful that I've been getting some really nice feedback on Burning Man videos from the past, which is fun this time of year as people are seeking out information. A lot of people find old videos or the boot camp videos, and it's nice when someone takes a point to say like, well, hey, I've been really researching and your videos are super helpful. That feels good. So I'm grateful for that. Good morning, Anne-Marie. Gerbot saying that Michael also is a name that has been done. Speaking of Michael, I have been watching Peaky Blinders, like just binging it. I'm on my season 6 right now. I think I started it a week ago. Is that possible? No. Anyway, I'm very much enjoying it, despite the fact that the violence is not normally something I would seek out. But I really have appreciating the acting and I find the plot lines to be fun and entertaining. And Goraman saying they've got a little bit of a lag, which I don't know if that is, if you mean between my voice and the video or between what I'm talking about and saying hello. Yeah, we do have to, there was some technological barriers to this being ideal. And Marie says, I married a Philadelphia sports fan. 20 years of keeping up with Pennsylvania. Is that what PA means? I'm so bad. I apologize. And I've never caught me live. Well, I'm glad you're here today. What a treat to share some gratitude and some smiles and some appreciation of this day and this weekend ahead. Good morning, Janet. Janet is grateful for a sunny walk this morning in Mount Washington, full of glorious flowers and birds. Lovely. I'm grateful that I got my full morning routine in today. My commitment is to do exercise and journaling before I hit social media. And I'm also trying to make sure I meditate too, although that's not part of it officially. But today I did a little jog, a little journaling, and a little meditation before I sunk into the social media. So I'm feeling good about that morning practice. And it was early enough that I could come home and take a cold shower and then not be overwhelmingly hot. Gerbot says, grateful for the guys at work who have been working to repair the AC. Now that is a revered and important job this time of year. Joni says, I am grateful for the grief recovery class that I found that allows me to heal my pain and loss from the past. Oh, thank you for sharing. I'm glad to hear that. I had someone send me a question of, how do I let go of someone? And there wasn't a lot of context. That was all they asked. And so, I don't know if this is a new loss or someone that is a long loss. I mean, my first answer is always that time is the greatest aid and tool in letting go. And I also was reminded of the reframe that I was given years ago of like letting go. Do you need to learn how to let go, or do you need to learn how to stop picking up? Like, why do you keep picking up this idea, this person, this need? Which I think is a helpful reframe as well. And if time isn't helping, and allowing yourself to feel, it just is not. It is not diminishing or not feeling that it is moving through you. Then I'm a big fan of Byron Katie and doing the work on a belief and trying to really do inquiry on the belief and why it's difficult to let go of an idea or a thought or a belief. But I think that a grief recovery class is probably another good idea, because grief, you can grieve all sorts of things. You can grieve a death. You can grieve the end of a relationship. You can grieve the changing of a career. You can grieve the growing up of your children. There's the grief, is I think it's a really beautiful thing. I'm seeing a lot more of grief processing and grief classes and grief workshops. And I think that's wonderful. Anne Marie says hello from Carlsbad and is so grateful from this day. Lily is saying that the true history of the magic earring Ken, the official story is they had no idea it was a cock ring and that they were just following recent trends in men's club fashion. They had magic earring Barbie as well, but yeah, magic earring Ken is clearly a gay 90s club kid. Yeah. Hi, Lily. Good morning. Good to see you. Thank you for sharing. Angora Man saying it is 87 degrees where they are. It's been a cool experience for me as I do gratitude every day, and people are chiming in and saying hello from all over the world, and to experience the the weather around the world. So as I'm like, oh man, it's so hot here. It's upper 80s, and then Tall Paul will say it's 105 here where I am, and Kiri will say it's 100 and something here in Austin, and I go, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, how I'm surprised how much heat affects my life and my decisions. I had a men's group the other night, and we share like wins and losses and struggles, and one of the struggles I shared was not just the heat, but how much the heat affects my decision making, and like me not wanting to be out or doing things in the heat of the day, me not wanting to, like I luckily I went for a jog at 6:30 this morning, and actually it's a little overcast today, so that's good. But it's still only 9:30 though. But like walking around in the sunlight is really uncomfortable for me. I mean, I need to jump into a cold shower right afterwards, or else I'm like irritated as my body temperature is too hot. So it's interesting. Yeah, I need to find ways to love reality. And, there's no such thing as bad weather. There's just poorly managed outfits. So I'm working on trying to find peace no matter what the temperature. Good morning, Shannon. Shannon says, I'm grateful for Hug Nation's videos on Burning Man. Yeah, it will be my first year attending the Big Burn. Your videos are really helpful with planning mentally and physically. Thank you, Shannon. That is so wonderful to hear. Burning Man has been so impactful to me, and I really have spent a lot of energy over the last 20 years, trying to ease the journey from going, whoa, Burning Man, what is this, to I'm starting to understand this. Let me see if I can be a participant and follow the principles and add to this event. It's very difficult your first time to just like get it. And there's no amount of video or no amount of research that will prepare you enough. But if you come into it with a increased understanding of the principles and how to be a good burner and the culture, you can quickly get so much more out of it. It's kind of like I say, no amount of studying the Grand Canyon will prepare you for experiencing the Grand Canyon. But if in advance of going, you learn about the geography and the history, and you understand like some of the wildlife and maybe where the trails are and how the sun's going to be setting, like then when you're at the Grand Canyon, your experience of it is so much more intense and deep because you understand how it was formed and all that. And I think Burning Man can be a similar thing where you're still going to have your mind blown by it, but when somebody runs out to you and offers you something or says something, or you see a performance and you understand that how it is a result of gifting and radical self-expression and radical inclusion, and in that context you start to go, oh, okay, I see why this different environment and principles, this different culture, different planet practically, how it results in these circumstances and interactions that feel so different. Instead of just going like, wow, this is so awesome, I can't wait to do this next year. You go, oh, I see why this is happening. How can I integrate some of these principles, mindsets, and guidelines into the person I am on a year-round basis? And how can I also be an asset or a contributor, a participant to this city as it's happening? And then next year, how can I make it even better? Or even how can I make it even better tomorrow? So thank you, Shannon. That idea of the poorly managed outfits that's not original. I phrased it a little bit different, but there was an idea about that. There's no bad weather, just bad preparations or something like that. Janet sharing that Michael Singer talks a lot about our relationship with weather and heat in this podcast. One of the many magical things he shares. I have been devouring Michael Singer. I think I've listened to almost all of his podcasts, but not through Tony Robbins. So I'll check that one out. I know that he often jokes about temperature and not about temperature. He jokes about our complaining about temperature. And since I know he's broadcasting from Florida, it always makes me feel even worse about my whining. Pierre, hello, good morning, Pierre. Pierre says he had trouble commenting on YouTube. Well, thank you for letting me know. And also, thanks for making the effort to come over to Facebook and comment, where I'm live on Facebook and YouTube right now. If you were trying to figure out why I was talking to people that you couldn't see and you're wondering if I might be hallucinating, which also might be true. Both could be true. Pierre says, I just got back from Boom, which is I've heard such good things about, and they were screening the Bloom series and was tickled to see you featured with First Saturdays among so many other friends. Yay! So you were at Boom, says Pierre, with me, and your reach is global as always. That's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. How cool. Just as I was kind of feeling like I have not been putting as much effort into maintaining my online stuff, I get a note from Shannon saying she was watching my older Burning Man videos, and a note from Pierre saying that they screened the Bloom series at Boom in Portugal. Yeah! Fuck yeah. I have been feeling an interesting place. Like I've been doing this every day, and I'm still doing gratitude every day, but I'm feeling a reduced need and pressure to be posting on a daily basis, which I think is really healthy. It's where I want to be. And yeah, and so I'm prioritizing in my life and trying to let go a little bit of that daily creative spittle and trying to like save up a little bit more chi, not blowing my load in little bitty spurts, but trying to save up a significant amount of creative ejaculate. I can't believe I just made that metaphor, but it seemed workable, seemed apt. Oh, well, it is 30 minutes into this love morning. I do this every day at 9 a.m. So I hope you return, but if not, I'm glad that you're here right now. I'm watching this live or this recording where we can remind ourselves to be grateful, to be reminded of what other people are grateful for, to help us kind of like inspire ourselves, to remember to be ambassadors of love. And as we go through the world, to try to just be someone who says hello and good morning to our fellow humans. Be someone who looks for a way that we can be a little bit kind and demonstrate kindness and connection. And if we have the opportunity to be with a fellow human being, trying to be present and authentic. And just that little guideline of connection, kindness, presence, gratitude, authenticity. That's it. That is the recipe for a life of purpose and a impactful love ambassador. So thank you for your service, fellow ambassadors. And with that, wherever you are, let's give ourselves a big squeeze. And appreciating this moment, appreciating the weekend ahead and the week behind us, and appreciating the whimsy and the smiles and the sacredness and the silliness and the sexiness. Having gratitude for this ability to connect with fellow humans and the ability to know that our ripples matter in the world. And so let's make wonderful ripples in the way that we show up and speak and make choices today. So let's take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and you, thank you for being here for our love morning. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. Bye, Gerbot.